People of the internet world, welcome back to our channel. We kind of wanted to do a Q&A style video surrounding the question of why we chose slash are choosing van life at 25 years old. We get a lot of curious responses and looks from some of our friends and family about some of this stuff. So we just wanted to answer some questions on here and just keep you in the loop on what's going on.
Yay! So the idea started whenever I was working at my job back in Dallas. I was on Instagram and I saw a picture of a girl with a van and it looked amazing. So then I just googled like living in a van and I fell in love with the idea. And then I always have intended to do it, I just never knew when. Then when I met Joe and we shared the same love for travel, we talked about what we wanted to do with our lives. And it kind of just went from there.
It wasn't like all of a sudden one day it was just like, oh shit, we're doing a van. Or all of a sudden one day it was just like, hey, it kind of got introduced early.
Yeah.
As something that's interested you for a while.
Did we talk about that on our first date?
On our first date? Yeah, we might have. So yeah, I think we might have even talked about it on her first date.
Our first date.
And it was kind of always in the back of our minds, and we were both working corporate jobs for different companies at the time, and that translated into more flexible serving and bartending jobs. Which eventually translated into, screw it, let's drop these jobs and do it now. But yeah, the foundation or the idea that we both connected on a deeper level with things like travel and culture and freedom and stuff like that, I think resonated across the board and really pushed us towards an appeal for something like this.
Yeah, that's where the idea started, guys and girls.
So we made this decision together by giving ourselves 3 options, counting down 3, 2, 1, and then saying it. But before that, we actually had the idea of doing something a year from now. Working for a year, saving up some more, hanging out, living together in a first apartment for a while, like we were going to rent a place. And then I kind of had an epiphany, and it was something she wanted to do already, but then I had an epiphany of like, if this is something that I want to do as badly as I want to do it, and it's something that I want to make a part of my life, why wait a year?
Yeah.
So then
one day he's like, let's do it now, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. But the let's do it now was 3 options. It was
New Zealand,
get a van in New Zealand, it was build a van in the States, or it was go travel abroad, like backpack through Europe, and not even with a van, just backpack through Europe. And we counted down 3, 2, 1, and we both said van in the US. So that's kind of how the decision was made to like, all right.
But we still want to do the other things too, just
eventually.
It's on our list.
Yep.
So when we made the decision to live in a van, I immediately started organizing everything because I knew we had to sell our stuff. I knew we had 2 months on the lease at Joe's place, and it was kind of like, this has to happen. It's like everything has to be organized. So we put a lot of thought into every decision, like everything we sold, everything we kept, the move here to Florida, like everything had a lot of thought and a lot of planning. So that was kind of the next step, sell all of our stuff, sell our vehicles, and get to Florida, get a van and get to Florida.
Yeah. So yeah, really the first step was like minimalizing. And yeah, literally selling everything. We had.
Our garage sale was successful. We made like $800 and I still don't really know how that happened.
That was the first steps after we acquired the van. Getting the van itself is a whole nother story.
We'll talk about that
is crazy.
At some point, for sure.
But the first technical step was finding a van, buying a van, and then driving the van.
Yeah.
Home. we wanted to come to Florida because Marissa's family actually lives here, and
We're in my brother's room. Thanks, Ryan.
just to shoot this video. But and her dad and her grandpa are
Great resources.
yeah, fantastic resources,
With tools.
and they have all the tools you could ever need for a project like this.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to utilize the knowledge and the resources surrounding that.
Yeah.
It's also nice to be able to hang out with your family.
Yeah, I
And
think
just be here.
that sums it up.
Ugh, hat hair.
So the hardest part of the build for me has been the amount of information that's out there and the amount of options there are. So like, for example, picking something as simple as we just chose hinges. And it's like we research what hinges do other people use, and everyone has their own opinion on these things, and some of them differ, and then we go to the store and it's like, well, I don't know which one's better, and it's like we've kind of learned throughout the van build that like sometimes you just have to pick one. Like it's just a hinge,
That's
or
for
it's
real.
just a piece of wood, or it's just whatever. Everyone's gonna have an opinion. Just pick one. Like it'll work. It's a hinge. It's gonna make the door open and close. So that's been the hardest
I think
part.
that's a good life lesson in general for decisions where like the end result is going to pretty much be the same at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Is like just go with one and adjust along the way, and that's been like
Yeah.
one of the hardest parts for me to do. And it can create like 3-hour periods where I'm staring at a wall in the van, and she's like, "What have you been doing this whole time?" And I'm just like, "Oh, I'm thinking about which thickness of wood to put up." It's like, just pick one
Yeah.
and move on. So we actually have not yet decided
Where we're going.
gonna go. Our plans have changed along the way, as I'm sure many of you who already live in a van or know anything about this kind of lifestyle like understands that it's, I don't know, plans can change.
Plans change, and you never know an answer that's definite on any of the
Yeah.
questions that you get asked. Because sometimes you're like, yeah, I definitely want to go to this place, and then the next day we realize we have literally the world on our fingertips. We can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a great feeling. It's the purpose of this, but
Yeah.
we don't know yet. We will know, and it'll be pretty soon that we figure it out, but we don't know. We have no idea when it will be done. We've set multiple deadlines, but the thing with building anything in your life, like a van or a home, it's like you don't know how long something's going to take you until you've done it once. After we're done with, or a couple times, yeah. After we're done with this van, I think we could do a lot of the things that took us a long time much quicker, because there's no research that will need to be done. We kind of have an idea of how to do certain things. But so when will it be done? I hope before my birthday, December 12th.
Yeah, I think that by the end of the month we'll be out of here.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. So
But it's wild.
But-
Neither of us had ever done anything like this ever.
anything like this, like
I never picked up a saw. Yeah. That's a good question, actually. I've got to think about that. I'm definitely most excited about the lifestyle that comes with the territory, I think,
Yeah.
of owning and living in a van,
Yeah.
having the mobility and the flexibility, meeting a community of people that I've kind of read about and watched.
shout out Eamon and Beck. I'm leaving that in there.
And I don't know, just really taking this lifestyle and adding it to our lifestyle now.
Yeah.
I think we'll take what we viewed as like the sweetest parts of life before this as a reoccurrence or a
Yeah.
more common thing, like getting to be as outdoors as you get to be all the time living out of a van.
Seeing all the beautiful things. Like we're gonna
Yeah.
get to see all the beautiful things
Yeah.
together, and that's really special. Places that people don't see in a lifetime.
It's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be
It's
cool.
gonna be one heck of an adventure.
That sums it up.
Cool beans.
You want to sign
everybody.
off?
Yeah. Who's this? Thanks guys for watching.
Thank you.
This has been a fun little short video, hopefully.
We're trying to post every Sunday and Thursday.
No, don't tell them that.
Keep us accountable.
No.
Yes.
That's just too much now. It's just too much dialogue and we're going to have to cut it.
We're leaving it. Thanks, guys.
See you guys. I think it needs to be down here further.
I don't think so at all. I think it's perfect.
Newscasters don't get an angle like that.
Yeah, we're not newscasters. I hate the way that everything is. No, put it back.
Why?
I'll start.
Da-da-da-da-da. Welcome back to Honest Expedition. Howdy ho, campers. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. Happy daylight savings changes. Hello, everyone. I have no clue what we're doing right now. Dun, 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 dun. A lot of you.
A lot of you what?
At home watching this. I'm wondering why you were watching this.
I wish I had water.
Go get your water.
I don't know where it is.
I don't either. Well, then you don't get it. Yo, yo, yo. What's up?
You're sitting down like way lower than I am, and it makes me look like a wildebeest.
I didn't know that you could just do that. That's so convenient. Holy shnikes. Oh,
I can't even see myself because my eyes are too blurry.
put your glasses on.
No.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's so much better. Now I can actually see myself.
Wow, you're going to be taking a drink when this starts. You know? Go ahead.
So do you want me to talk first?
Yes. I still don't know where it started.